All right, let's just get straight into it.
So let's talk about the nervous system. The reason I say your nervous system and not your brain is because your brain is actually just one piece of this larger, more important thing, frankly, that we call the nervous system. So the way to think about how you function at every level, from the moment you're born until the day you die, everything you think and remember and feel and imagine, is that your nervous system is this continuous loop of communication between the brain, spinal cord, and body, spinal cord, and brain. So let's talk about the nerve.
All right. So the reason why I wanted to just drop that quick video and get straight into it is because you need to really be careful and you need to look after yourself, right? And when you look after yourself, you need to make sure that your nervous system is in check. And I get it. Work can be stressful. Work can sometimes be very stressful, especially when you're in sort of high stress environments or high stress jobs. It can take a lot. It can take a toll on you as well. However, you need to be diligent. You need to be intentional of making sure that your health is on point because I assure you, if you get to the point where you are too sick to work, they will replace you the next day because there are people that are looking for jobs and there will be people that will be happily willing to replace you if you can no longer afford to work because you're sick. So I say all that to say just look after yourself and really focus on your body and the signs when the signs are there, right? And I wanted to just kind of share a story of when I was at a workplace. Actually, it was quite a stressful time in my life, I would say, and alongside that the work was just relentless. It was just relentless, and I do believe that they say that PR is actually one of the most stressful jobs or one of the most stressful roles. Let me actually have a look and I'll see if I can actually find the stat that can prove that or the stat that shows that. But whilst I'm typing, I'll see if I can multitask as well. I've been told I'm horrible at multitasking, but we'll figure this out now. But as I said, with that particular idea of work, hold on. I don't think I can multitask. Let me type this out. PR stressful job. Let me see if I can find something that says it. I can't. Is it say? Is it doctor? That's the term. It's PR, not ER. I remember when a colleague actually said that to me. I remember, and I would never forget because we was working on something. Everyone was stressed out, and then she was just like, it's PR, not ER. And then from there, I was just like, you're a real one for that one still because we can't be there being stressed out like this to the max when it's not even ideal for us. You know what I mean? Like, and in that grand scheme of things, with the industry, as much as I love PR and I love the sort of the way that we work, we're in the grand scheme of things, we're not saving the world, man. We're not saving the world. We're making people money, and that is fantastic, but it's not like other jobs where people are actually changing the worlds and you know, saving lives. We're changing the worlds of our clients 100%, but in terms of actually doing things with a bigger cause for the human society, the human race, no, it's not that. But I can't find the article right now. But if I do find it, I'll be sure to include it there. There we go. But what it was the fact that when I was working in that job in particular, it was stressful. So stressful to the point where I had a twitch, like a mad eye twitch in my eye. I said eye twitch in my eye. But I had a twitch that was it was quite bad. And initially, I thought it was down because I was probably drinking too much coffee, maybe. I thought it was more of the coffee that was triggering it. And then it was bad. Like, honestly, I would never get it on the weekend. Saturday, Sunday, I would never get it. Or actually, no, matter of fact, I would never get it on Sunday. I'll never get it on Sunday, and I'll never get it. No, I'll never get it on Saturday, and I'll never get it on Sunday morning or the afternoon. But as soon as Sunday evening approached, and when they say the Sunday scaries and all that, that is when I'll just get a twitch in my eye, and I was thinking, that is weird. Why? I didn't understand the correlation of why I was actually getting the eye twitch. And then what I realized after the fact is that, yeah, literally Monday to Friday, my eye will be twitching because of stress of work or whatever the case may be. And yeah, it just felt like a lot was happening in my body, and I just didn't know how to explain it. And it was only after the fact where something must have happened, and I think I was so completely out of my head due to when I say about the nervous system and looking after yourself. I was so out of my head that I was going outside to throw the bins out. And with that particular door, when I used to live at my dad's, when it closes, you can't go back, you can't come back in. It's one of those ones where you need your key. If the door's locked, you're finished. You're not good. And then for the first time in my time living at my dad's, right, I walked out the house and I locked myself out, and I couldn't believe it. And that was in the process of my eye twitching. And I realized that this particular job has got me so messed up. I left the house without my key, and I left it to the point where I locked myself out of the house and I had nowhere to go. Unfortunately, my cousin had a spare key. So I went to my cousin's, and then I went to get the spare key, and I was there. I was just having a chat as well. Fortunately, I actually had like a tracksuit on. So I actually had stuff on rather than me just being out in a t-shirt in the cold. So it was very weird how that even happened. And then I realized that with the way that work was so stressful, and I was bringing all of that sort of stress into my day to day, my real life, I said, nah, I can't do that. And then it was only through speaking with my cousin as well that I realized that it was the stress of work that had me moving like this, that had me with the crazy eye twitch, that had me literally feeling like the brain fog got me to the point where I locked myself out of the house. It was crazy. It was crazy to say the least. But what is interesting is that I have not had a single eye twitch since I embarked on my journey now of working for myself and building this agency and working towards building a £1 million personal brand, right? And I was like, okay, considering that, I would say that even now I feel more sort of stressed. It's not even that level of stress, it's a different type of stress. It's weirdly a good stress. It's a good stress because I know that it's things that I'm working on to help better my life for the better, right? When I'm there working these jobs, there's no benefit to anything except for the fact that I'm getting paid at the end of the month. And that's it. That's it. There's nothing else to it. So with this particular video, it's more to just let you know to just be aware of those particular signs in your body, man. You got to look after yourself. If your nervous system is doing overtime, and then you see yourself like getting like flare ups of rashes, or your eyes twitching like mine was, or you just feel something in your throat, like anything that is not necessarily normal, like in that sense, and you realize that it comes down to stress, look after yourself. I appreciate that in this current job market, you can't, it's not like a thing we can up and leave when you got bills to pay, you got things to do, you got family to look after. But you have to look after yourself. You have to look after yourself. And if you're in a position where you are like me, and then it only took you to the point where you're out of the job into a new situation to then realize what the actual cure was or what the case was, sometimes you may just need to do that. But if you're watching this and then you resonate with this, then let me know in the comments. And I do hope that this has allowed you to realize that it happens to many of us. It happens to many of us. And please just look after yourself, look after your health, be very much intentional with your nervous system in terms of how you're feeling, like how your body's reacting to certain things. Like, how do you feel like when it comes down to certain areas of work as well? Because sometimes it's not even the work, sometimes it's the people. It's the people that stress out your head to the point where you're just, your nervous system's all over the place. But that is a story for another day. But on that note, please like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you look after yourself. And if this video was useful, then please let me know in the comments, and I'm happy to drop more, because in this day and age, it's very important to drop videos like this to let you know that you're not alone in this situation, right? And just because I'm working for myself now doesn't mean the stress isn't there, but it just has a different sort of approach to how I deal with the stress. And I no longer have to have those sort of issues anymore, to be fair, because now I understand now exactly what it was, and now I can actually do better moving forward. So on that note, please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you tomorrow. Peace out. Look after yourself.